Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Seamus Power, who's joined us in the media centre. Seamus, your first time here at the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship. What's your first impressions?
Honestly, so far it's been incredible. We came over here on Monday. I mean, the whole hotel setup is amazing. All the tournament branding and stuff looks spectacular. And I saw the course. Well, I saw the front line of the course yesterday, and if it's not the best conditioned course I've ever seen, it's definitely close. Beautiful setting. My first time on Yas Island here, but I didn't realize what I really was coming to. It's gorgeous. The whole setup has been top notch, so it's been great.
You obviously spend most of your time over in the States, but how nice has it been the last couple of weeks to spend time with guys who you don't normally see around?
Yes, it's amazing. You know, that was one of the things I was looking forward to the most. Was I would have known the names of the guys in the team last week, but not actually the persons or the people. So that part of it has been fantastic. You know, playing home internationals, all that stuff years ago. I mean, it was always great fun in the team room. And yeah, being able to be over here and play for 2 weeks, get to know some of those guys, and obviously play some great tournaments has been a dream couple of weeks.
And you played one Rolex Series event before back in Ireland, but how nice is it to be playing in these events these next couple of weeks? Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's amazing. As I said, played the Rolex. Yeah, not many at all. So it's kind of been a new experience for me, playing a little bit on both. So it's different, but I said everything this week has been top notch. So absolutely delighted to be here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We'll get to questions. Martin.
Hi Seamus, sort of reflecting on the Hero Cup for you. I mean, what did you take out of it personally, and what do you feel you've come away from thinking you've got to do to be in Rome in September?
Yeah, I mean, I took a lot from it. I mean, one, we just don't play a lot of match play and stuff anymore. So getting reminded of the difference, I think, was the biggest thing to me. And you realise, you're looking back at those matches, and obviously we didn't play as well as we wanted, but there's only there's one or two massive moments in match play things, and it can change a whole match. And in stroke play, you have the ability to kind of turn it around more. You've obviously got more time. Or in match play, you lose the tee box, lose momentum, and all of a sudden things can change very, very quickly. And it was just kind of a reminder of that. But I mean, the other thing was just again, from playing mostly in the US, you kind of get things tilted that way when you're in the US, and you think you just hear about how many good players are in the US, and all of a sudden, like last week, I played against some guys that were fantastic players, and see the depth of talent. When you're talking about Rory, John, Victor, and Matt Fitz not being there, and I mean, it was amazing to see. I played against Nikolai on Sunday, amazing player, like a huge talent. Played with Bob McIntyre in the 4-ball, and it was a joy to play with. It was just so easy going, lovely player. So I think those things were kind of my biggest takeaways. I know that I'm going to have to work hard and play very well this year if I want to have a chance to be in Rome.
Yeah, I remember in 2016, Russell Knox, when he was still based in the PGA Tour, obviously, he felt that worked against him because you never really got to know the Europeans, etc. You've sort of ticked that box. Is it going to be sort of important for you to balance where you play between now and September?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was lucky enough to get the win in whatever that was, October. For me was very lucky and very timely. Having immediately gave the ability to play more in the DP World Tour, knowing that you're kind of your job is safe for a couple of years over. So I'm definitely going to try play some more. But yeah, I mean, I remember that with Russell, and obviously that's something you're taking into account when you're choosing where to play. But after the win in again October, November, I called Luke and I talked to Paul McGinley, just getting their input on their advice, what they would recommend, what would Luke like to see in terms of some of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I would have come here anyway, but obviously these 2 weeks were high and for both those guys. So being able to get over here was fantastic.
Swami?
Seamus, I'm sure you're having a look at the weather back home, what it's been like, cold, freezing, etc. So how good is it to be playing here in the Middle East, where you just said this is your first visit here? So how's it playing in this part of the world? Yeah,
I mean, I think I got here last Tuesday. On Wednesday, I said to Simon, my caddy, I was like, I'm not surprised that there's so many guys kind of basing themselves in this part of the world. I mean, you couldn't ask for any more. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's January. You kind of forget that it's January. And obviously, seeing it back home, it's tough going. You're getting all the guys in the group chats are talking about courses closed here, courses closed there. So yeah, to be here and be able to, I mean, I'm in shorts today, shorts every day if possible. It makes the world of difference for golfers. You need good weather, you need good courses. And yeah, I mean, for January, you're not going to beat what we have here.
Seamus, over the years, many of the Europeans have made the Middle East their home. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood came over last year. So would you ever consider that?
Yeah, I see. My kind of life has kind of changed the last couple of years. I mean, obviously, up to the last couple of years, I've played exclusively in the US. So it's going to depend how the schedule kind of turns. At the moment, I'm happy enough in the US, but yeah, I mean, I can, as I said, I can easily see why the likes of Tommy based himself here. I mean, you've got everything you could possibly need to be a good professional golfer, and obviously Tommy at the moment probably plays a more of a worldwide schedule than me, but hopefully I can continue to play good golf. Maybe I can kind of lean more that way and play some more around the world, and obviously then this place like this would open up an opportunity.
Joy?
Hey Seamus, this is Joy. I'm based in Dubai, and we always consider this golf course to be like a little piece of Scotland over here, a links course. Does it remind you of any Irish links course? And do you think it is like a true links course?
It's so different because it looks different, but it plays like a links course to me. So it's kind of like, it's much greener than, we play in the summer when courses are running as fast as this one. It's burned out fairways, like we saw a couple of summers ago in Carnoustie, and fairways running forever. These fairways are actually green and in perfect condition, and they're running as fast. So it's unusual because visually it looks a little different. But in Ireland, you have Doonbeg kind of has the holes running out and back, that same sort of narrow pattern is probably the closest one I have. But it's very unique. I mean, some of the holes, I've only seen the front nine now so far, but some of the holes are very unique. I mean, just the conditioning alone kind of, to be honest, I haven't seen a course keep up, and especially links courses, you normally aren't able to get them in this sort of condition. So it's going to be really looking forward to playing, looking forward to seeing the kind of full course this afternoon.
Seamus, I also wanted to ask you about, starting from this year, the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, the 13-year alliance comes into effect, and 10 of the top 10 players who are non-exempt from the DP World Tour get membership onto the PGA Tour. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, because you are in a very unique position to comment, having, started your professional career in the US and played all the way over there. You probably did not see an avenue from the DP World Tour at that time. But now, what do you think of this chance that these 10 guys have? Are you a little jealous of them? Are you?
No. I mean, to be honest, for me, if you're a top player, which to get one of those 10 spots, you're going to be an incredibly good player. I think you've earned the right to be able to play kind of in tournaments that you want to play in. So I think for that, it's going to be fantastic. I assume guys are going to take it up. I don't know. I think that's the good thing about it. It's not you have to do this. It's like you have the opportunity if you want to and stuff. And I said the players I've seen, I mean, if they're going to be world beaters on no matter what tour they're going to play on. So I think it's great. With this strategic alliance, it kind of makes sense, I think. But no, definitely no jealousy or anything. I mean, I think we all have our own journeys in life and in golf, and I think for some of those guys, that's going to be theirs. They're going to win some tournaments here, and they're going to earn their card, and then you'll see them turning into these worldwide players that, likes of Tommy and Shane and these guys are. It's just I think that's kind of the evolution, the way golf is going, with guys playing all around the world, and it's I think it'll only be good for golf.
If this thing happened in 2014 or 15 when you turned pro, would you have played more on the DP World Tour?
It's maybe, I suppose, that you'd see it as an access, but I think from when I turned pro first, I just honestly, financially, trying to play both Q schools was just almost out of the question. But I would think if with this avenue, you certainly would have looked at it maybe as the number one option instead. For me, I was kind of playing. I played college over. I played mini tours, so I kind of became more comfortable playing some of the courses where I would go get through Q school. So I was like, I'll take my chances there. So maybe it would have, but it's tough to tell in hindsight, because anyone who's been through it's like, those 10 spots are not going to be easy to get. You're still going to have to play well to get through Q school, get through Challenge Tour, just to get on the European Tour, and then for only 10 spots. So it's still tough going, and those the players that are going to earn those cards are going to be really good players. So it's still going to be, no matter where you're going to play, if you're trying to play on one of the top tours, you've so many good players to beat that I think you just have to worry about your own game. I think you'll get there eventually.
Awesome. Thank you.
Martin?
Seamus, Shane made some interesting comments yesterday about the prize money situation last year. Said that people had been sidetracked thinking 100 million was normal. I mean, you've had success already in your career and done really well. Do you still pinch yourself when you think how much you've earned in a short period of time?
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's crazy now. Like my caddy and I were talking about this only a couple of days ago, and it's like I saw so much change gone, but like some of the figures being thrown around, it's just astronomical. I mean, some of these prize funds and stuff, and yeah, I mean, look, I'm one of those people that I love playing the game of golf. The fact that the prize money is going up is great, but that's never why I was in it. But I mean, it is amazing, and then hopefully it leads to good things across the board. Obviously, I mean that's always the worry. When you see this huge like dramatic spike, whether it's, as I know the word Shane used was sustainability and stuff like that, and that's when you trust the guys in charge. Obviously over here you've got Keith and Guy, and in the PGA Tour you've got Jay in charge, and they're much smarter guys than me, and obviously they know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean the strategic alliance seems like a great thing. The 13-year plan with the guaranteed. I mean being able to guarantee something like increased prize funds every year is an amazing thing, and like that's a fantastic thing. But yeah, anyone playing at the moment, I mean, I feel like guys are, what age am I, 35? Guys that are late 40s and more must be looking at it, must be wanting to punch a lot of us, because we're so, I mean, just with the explosion in the money, it seems like in the last few years. I mean, I'm looking at my own schedule and seeing the purses, starting this week and going all the way through. I think my schedule was made through April, and you're looking at the average purse, and it doesn't even make sense. But obviously we're very fortunate, but you look at the generations before us, and I think they were always like, I mean, Palmer and Nicholas were always the ones that our goal shouldn't be to make money, so our goal should be to leave the game in a better place than when we found it. I think that's something that as a player I hope doesn't get lost in all these huge numbers and stuff, and I think that's going to be the battle going forward, is to make sure that like we hold up our end of the bargain. Obviously we've been very fortunate, anyone who's been around golf, Tiger Woods is one of the key people that's led us to this point in the huge explosion in money, and it's going to be up to us, obviously, without Tiger playing as much. Can we leave the game in a better spot for the guys that are now, people that are probably 10 years old right now, in 15 years' time, where's the game of golf going to be? And hopefully it's going to be in a better place.
But even like the 2 and 3 million prize funds on the DP World Tour, which are the lower ones, amateurs coming through to aspire to play for that amount of money is a dream for a lot of players. It's
a dream. I mean, like I played 4 years of mini tours, and you were playing for nothing, and for 2-3 million, whatever the winning check, my math isn't quick enough there, 360 for 2 million and onwards. I mean, that's a huge life-changing amount of money, and at the end of the day, like, we're only playing a game of golf. Like, to be able to play for any of those figures that we're talking about is lucky, and I hope guys realize that, and I said just continue to remember that it's the long term. This game has been around for a long time. There's been a lot of incredible people, a lot of incredible players that have played it and have really affected the game, and hopefully this generation has the same amount. And you see like Rory, I feel like he's really taken the mantle, like he's taken the kind of bull by the horns, or whatever you want to say, and seems to be like the one leading that way. And for someone like that, I've known Rory a long time, like he's a great guy to be on your side, and long may it continue. I think that's going to be the key. I'll keep going back to it, is for us, this generation, to leave golf in a better place. It's not about what we can all get out of it. It's what we can kind of do for the game and give back for a game that's given everyone in this field so much already. And it only seems to be increasing.
Last one from Fatia, please.
Seamus, the Ryder Cup in the last 10-15 years, we had a lot of stars in European side. Could you name the players that impress you the most? It doesn't matter if they are in Live Golf right now or whatever.
Impressed the most? I mean, I said we've been so fortunate. I mean, being from Ireland, like, I'll never forget Paul McGinley's putt at the Belfry. That's one that just hit me home a lot. I'll just never remember. I'll never forget that moment. Saw Sam Torrance on the side of the green crying and that. And so many of those guys. I mean, Ian Poulter, I remember that was in France, and he was going out. And I remember watching, I can't remember what he was doing, he was playing Dustin Johnson. And in my mind, there was just no way Ian Poulter was going to lose to Dustin Johnson. I don't know what their world rankings were at the time, but I always thought that was amazing, that you could just, I don't know what the guys in the team room thought. I obviously wasn't there, but I as an onlooker, I was like, there's no way Ian Poulter's losing this game. So like a guy like that, you saw him he turned around Ryder Cups and stuff. So, you know, that Paul McGinley moment was an incredible one. Obviously, Medina in 12, I don't, you could list off 10 of the guys, but I think Ian Poulter for me was the one that was just remarkable. I mean, he turned into the best player in the world on those Ryder Cup weeks. I mean, obviously, he had an incredible career, won a lot anyway, but on those weeks, you just couldn't see him losing, and it was amazing that someone could seem to rise the level of her game that much, and some of his moments, some of those fist bumps, some of the looks, and you see him, remember on his face that I can just picture. I can't remember what years, but I think he'd be the guy that it was just any Ryder Cupper would have to look up to in the last kind of 15, 20 years.
Seamus, thanks very much for your time and hope you enjoy the week.
No problem, thank you.